Howdy, this is Derek Henry with XLEV8 Consulting, and in this how-to video, we're going to walk through a macro called Bulk Copy Paste. Now, there are a lot of macros in the add-in that will do some form of copying and pasting and doing things like that in bulk, but this is specifically copying the content of one or more files to some other file. Could be the same file, could be a different file, or whatever. There are many other macros that will do this in a different way, whether it's talking about the files themselves, not the content, whether it's putting things together, splitting it apart, based on repetitive logic, etc. So just know that even if this doesn't do exactly what you're looking for, there might be others that can. Now, what this one does, we're going to run the macro search box and look for bulk copy paste, and it's going to create a settings sheet. Now, most of the bulk macros in the add-in are going to do that. They're going to create a sheet. It's looking for this very specific sheet, bulk copy paste. If it does not find it, it will build it and then tell you that it just did that for your convenience. And then you're going to fill these different fields in and then run it again. And when it does find that sheet, it's going to process it. Even if it's blank, it's going to validate that you filled in everything required, that things are correct, and then it's going to process it if it's meeting the validation. Now, rather than watch me fill in all these items, I've already filled this in. Now we're going to walk through what the different fields are requiring. So the very first thing, the from place, where is it going to copy from? Paste the entirety of the file path. Notice that the folder and then the ultimate Excel file is listed here. That's a required field, the workbook name and path. The sheet name is optional. Now, if you know the worksheet name and you want to use it and specify one, then you can enter it. Obviously that needs to exist in the file, otherwise it won't pass validation. But it can also be left blank, and if it does, whatever the first visible sheet is in the file that's specified is going to be used. And a lot of time that's what you want. It's a report that was downloaded, there's only one sheet, you don't want to have to specify the sheet name because that might be different for every file or whatever. Leaving that blank is intentionally strategic because it makes it easier. The same goes with the range name or the address. That's optional. If you know what it is and you want to be very specific, then enter that. Otherwise, leave it blank and the entire used range of that sheet is going to be used to copy. Okay? Now, where do we paste this to? We're going to put it to workbook name. That is required. The whole path, just like the copy file path. Okay? Now, the to sheet name is also optional. Same reason, right? You may just want it to go in the very next sheet within the file that you're specifying. Okay? The next blank sheet. Same thing with the range. Now, the idea here is you've got this similarly structured data within a bunch of files, and you just want to aggregate it all in one place. Okay, now the cool thing about this is if you leave it blank like this, the next blank row will be used. It will also delete or ignore the header. So if you have the header the very first time, it'll copy the header. But then after that, if the header in the copy file matches what you have in your paste file, it will ignore the header because the idea is you don't want to repeat that. That's just going to be making things messy. So it will ignore it. And then finally, optionally, you can pick the paste type. Is it going to be everything? Is it just values or formulas or format or number format or comments? All is going to paste everything. And that's the default if you leave this blank. So the formats, the formulas or values, the comments, number format, all that will be copied if you leave that blank, which I have here. So we're going to run this and see what the result is. Now, notice that the destination file, this one that we're in, this example file, is actually being used as where to paste it. Okay, so what's going to happen is these files are going to be open, it's going to copy just what we want, and it's going to repeat that for all 5 of those files. Or it could be dozens or even hundreds of files. The more files that you are going to specify, the longer it can take to run, so just plan accordingly and go have a bite to eat, or make a video like I'm doing here, whatever. Just know that it could take a little while to run. The more the data there is, the more files that you're going to pull together. And it will tell you when it's done. How many ranges were copied and pasted? Maybe save a copy of this so that you can leverage it again. These files here could be the result of formulas. And a lot of times that's a great way to leverage the power of Excel, is to build things, and it's almost like a light programming language when you do that. So what we wanted is each of these 5 files, we wanted to copy it here. We didn't give it a next name, so it knows to ignore this sheet. So it put it over here on the data sheet. All this stuff was copied here. Now notice here's the heading. You do not see the heading repeated because it knows it's the exact same. If all of those headings match what you're copying from, it's only going to copy them once. It's a great way to copy a lot of data and get it together when it is split out by department or by location or by group or whatever it is that you want to aggregate in one place. And that's it. Right? Now you got the data all in one place. You can use it, put formulas around it, convert it to a table, do all kinds of analysis, or just have it all in one place. So thanks for watching. Hopefully this helps you save a lot of time when it comes to working with a lot of data. Have a great rest of your day.